Okay, this video is covering the Rack and Pinion Mate, Chapter 11, SOLIDWORKS Basic Tools. Before we get started, just want to point out where my files are and how I'm managing things. I've got my folder that is similar to the folder that you would turn into me. This folder has all my chapter work in it. It does not contain the author's files. Those are also on my desktop, but what I'd like you to do is copy Chapter 11. I'm going to right click and copy this and paste it into my other folder, so that right into my Chapter 11 folder. I'm going to hit paste. So I have the author's files here, so that when you turn in your work, I can open up your assemblies and they work. Okay, I've got SOLIDWORKS open. Common mistake on this this exercise is people start a new assembly and then pull the author's assembly into it. So just make sure that you read carefully. It says go to the training files and open up the assembly called Rack and Pinion Mate. So we're going to go to open, going to go to the desktop, find my folder that I've just placed the author's folders in, and go to Rack and Pinion Mates, and right here I'm going to open up the author's files. Once I get this opened up, we're going to start putting things together here. So the first thing we're going to do is go to assembly and get the mate command. Next, we're going to open up our feature manager tree and select these planes. So the planes are not available for those yet. If I open this part up right here and this part up here, I now have access to the mates. The first mate we're going to do is the front plane. Notice as I hover over it, it highlights over here in my graphics window. So I want to put the front plane of the rack mated to the front plane of the gear, and it's going to line those two up for me. Next, we're going to mate the right planes, and this is just for alignment purposes. Then we're going to suppress it. So we're going to grab the right plane here and the right plane of the rack and line those up. Hit OK. You can hit the green check there. And then I'm going to get out of mates for a moment. Close these up for a second. Come down here and see what mates we've already created. And this coincident mate right here, the author is asking us on page 11 to go ahead and suppress that mate, which means we're going to turn it off. We just did that to get things lined up. So now we're going to get into the mechanical mates. So we're going to go back to our mate command, and down here a bit we can get into mechanical mates, and the item we're looking for is the rack and pinion mate. So when we select this, click the rack pinion button. So up here we've got to select each of these. So right now it's asking for the rack. This is the pinion gear. So I'm going to zoom in here. My mouse is doing funny things here. Come on. Here we go. I'm going to select this sketch here for my pinion gear, and I'm going to go back to my rack and select this bottom edge here. Go ahead and hit OK. Oh, before I do that, I think we need to reverse this. So I'm going to hit the reverse button as indicated as well. Hit OK, and if we drag this guy, it should work. Looks good. All right. Next, we're going to do a little bit of a motion study. This is not on the CSWA exam, but it is kind of fun. So we're going to take a look at doing the motion study. Don't use this all that often, so if I stumble a little bit through this recording, just bear with me. Okay, so we're going to hit motion study to start. Okay, and we're going to hit our motor here for our icon for our motor. Where is that? Okay, the motor button doesn't look like a motor anymore. as indicated in the book. I click this guy, motor button, and we want to select the linear actuator under motor type. Under motion, we are going to select the default constant speed of 50 millimeters per second. So actually the constant speed default is not 50. Bump it up to 50. Alright. Click the playback arrow and select playback mode reciprocate. Alright, so where's the playback arrow? I need to select my direction first, so for component direction, we're going to select this guy. Alright. Okay, we need to hit OK, select OK on that in order to get the play button to become active. Under here, playback mode is reciprocate, and then got a few of them here. Let's see what happens. There we go. Alright. When we're done, we're going to do a save as, and we're going to put our name on it instead of overwriting his. So stop that for a moment. Go to File, go to Save As. Okay, we're going to go up one level to our folder, just to point out here. So go into our Chapter 11, and I'm just going to add my name to this. So